These two brothers teamed up to play a big prank on their sister, making her unrecognizable. When their little sister left the house to go to a party, they didn't do anything to her. But as soon as the older sister showed up, they completely messed up her hair with a cloth, making her look like a witch, but she still only got 2 legs. Look, this man is a soldier, and now his leave is coming to an end. That's why he won't be able to see his little child every day anymore. So, he takes a footprint of his child. For that, he puts the baby's feet into a box filled with rubber and lets it cool down. Then he pours white cement into it, which perfectly takes the shape of the baby's feet. Yet, you still haven't liked it. Look, this boy earns hundreds of thousands of dollars a month just by standing on the streets of the United States. To do this, he first sets up in a busy area, then covers his entire body in silver paint. Even his clothes are silver. Then, he climbs onto a kind of rod, which suddenly disappears, making it look like he's floating in the air. Everyone is amazed when they see it, yet you still haven't liked it. Look, it's very hot and sunny outside, which is why this girl needs a cap. But she doesn't have a new one at home. However, her brother is a barber, so she asks him to cut her hair in a way that it looks like a cap. And after a lot of effort, the guy actually manages to give her a haircut that resembles a cap, so she doesn't get bothered by the sun. But she only got 2 likes. Don't make the mistake of thinking this is just a regular table, because in reality, it's a foldable dining table. When it's time to eat, just unfold it, and once you're done, fold it back up and store it in any corner of your home. If you live in a small space, this table will be incredibly useful. But first, give it a like to show your support. As their graduation approached, these students realized they wouldn't see each other for a long time. So to make their friendship unforgettable, they came up with a unique idea. They cut their hair and created a card with small photos and their names. They did it to keep that memory, even if it ruined their hairstyles. Although their idea touched everyone's hearts, they only got 6 likes.
That's it.
This boy, without thinking too much, opens the door of a washing machine and starts climbing inside. At first, no one understands why he's doing it, but suddenly, his sister follows him and gets into the machine as well. Everyone is surprised, especially when they notice a blue glow inside. As they move forward, they discover a secret room hidden within, yet you still haven't liked it. That's why they say you should never mess with a woman. While this lady was cleaning up the chaos her daughter had left in the house, her husband thought it'd be funny to throw some confetti at her. But instead of laughing, she got so mad that she handed down a punishment. There would be no food until both father and daughter picked up every single piece, using only chopsticks. Yet he only got 2 likes. You'll be surprised by the trick this man used to keep thieves away from his house. Anyone who tries to break the lock will notice that it's attached to a brick and will eventually walk away. But in reality, it's not a brick. It's a piece of wood disguised to look like one, but you still haven't liked it.
This teacher devised a clever game. They hid the students in such a way that only their feet were visible. Then, mothers were invited and asked to identify their own children just by looking at their feet. The goal was to test the strength of the bond between mother and child. The most surprising part? Not a single mother made a mistake. That's why they all deserve a big thumbs up. This man embarked on an interesting experiment to demonstrate how durable his company's stretch film is. He plunged a pencil into the stretch film all the way through, stretching the material to its limit. Then, he slowly withdrew his hand and his assistant poured water over it. The result? Not a single hole was formed. That stretch film might as well be armor. This dad could be the world's smartest dad because he invented such a game for his child who didn't want to take a bath. That winning was impossible. He wrote 3 options on paper: take a bath, use the tablet, or play video games. The poor child innocently and excitedly waited to see what fate had in store for him.
This is why you should never judge someone too early. Because during this 5,000-meter race, when this guy started off slow, even the commentators began questioning what he was doing.
7 or 8 meters down after 100. What is he playing at? This is...
But little did anyone know he was about to silence the crowd once and for all. Take a look.
Oh, he's pushing. Come on. Run fast, run fast.
This man is the definition of perfection, because during this speed drawing competition, where artists had to sketch caricatures of random people from the crowd as fast as possible, he managed to complete his masterpiece in just 30 seconds. However, the reaction of the guy seeing his caricature at the end was absolutely priceless. I can't even imagine the amount of practice it takes to pull this off, because even a single mistake could cost him the entire competition. He definitely deserves a like. After losing over 200 pounds, this guy is finally about to taste his favorite sweet after a whole year. But when he takes the first bite, this is how he reacts. This is what happens when you make the wrong career choices. Because during this judo match, this guy acted like he was completely scared of the bigger opponent. But little did anyone know, he was about to pull off a move that left the entire crowd speechless. This is exactly why having muscles doesn't always mean you're strong, because this machine shows your raw strength by comparing it to animals, where all you have to do is pull the handles, and it tells you exactly where you stand. But the most shocking part is not even a single guy here could even beat the donkey, until this guy showed up and left everyone speechless by doing this.
Go on, push yourself. Oh.
This guy is better than Messi, because after a heavy snowfall, he turned this place into a custom obstacle course and pulled one of the coldest footwork I've ever seen. Take a look. He definitely deserves a lot. This is why you should never judge someone by their age, because when this guy randomly picked a kid and told him to copy his moves, he was sure the kid wouldn't be able to pull off the backflip. But the kid had other plans, because as soon as he went for the flip, the guy panicked and stopped him, thinking he'd get hurt. However, the kid was not happy at all, so he decided to leave everyone in shock by doing this. This is why you should never mess with your coach, because after winning a wrestling match, this guy got a little too excited and thought he could take down his coaches too. So he went for his first coach and actually took him down, but the second coach wasn't having it at all. So he decided to remind the kid exactly why he's the coach. This is why you should never judge everyone in the same way, because when this guy collapsed just 200 meters before finishing the marathon, he tried to stand up and looked around for help, but none of the runners paid him any attention and ignored him. However, that's when this man stepped in and restored everyone's faith in humanity by helping him finish the race. This Russian kid beats his opponent without even touching. Because he's mastered the art of intimidation so well, his opponent starts running before the match even begins. But what makes him even more terrifying is that whenever his opponents run in fear, he takes full advantage of the moment and shocks the entire crowd by doing this. This is why you should never celebrate too early, because during the results of this Muay Thai match, the referee raises this fighter's hand and he immediately starts celebrating. However, he had no idea it was about to become the most embarrassing moment of his life, because just seconds later, the referee gets a signal from the judges that he made a mistake and the victory actually goes to the other guy. This is why you should never judge someone by their age, because when this kid saw this guy doing calisthenics, he asked if he could join him, but the guy gently smiled at him, thinking the kid just wanted to play with him. However, the kid had something else in his mind, because he pulled off a move that left him completely speechless. Take a look.
This little girl was about to return a fish to the river, but by accident, it slipped from her hands and fell to the ground. Seeing this, a bird quickly approached and tried to snatch it away, but the girl didn't let it happen because she knew the bird would eat it. That's why carefully she tried again to release the fish into the water, but she only got 2 likes. While the teacher was writing on the board, some students began quietly leaving the classroom. But every time she turned around to explain, everyone was sitting as if nothing had happened. When she started writing again, more students slipped out little by little. She was so focused that she didn't notice the classroom was emptying. Each time she picked up the chalk, someone else disappeared, until only 2 students were left. But you still haven't liked it. In China, when someone gets married, husbands often give their wives a special piece of fabric. When you hold it by the center and let it fall down, it looks like a kind of apron. But if women fold the top part and place it over their shoulders, the fabric turns into an elegant princess-style scarf. And yet, you didn't even like the post. When this girl stepped onto an electric treadmill, she suddenly realized it wasn't an ordinary machine, but a brilliant invention from China, an underwater treadmill. China designed them to help people lose weight without putting too much strain on their knees and back. But she wasn't there to train. She was just having fun, enjoying herself without a care. Yet she only got 2 likes. Look, the furniture you can find in Dubai is so amazing that even if hot coffee spills on it, it doesn't get damaged. And that's not all. Whether it's juice or water, anything that falls on it doesn't soak in but slowly slides off. Even if something sticky gets on it, cleaning it is super easy, yet it only got 2 likes. This man wanted to play a prank on his sister while they were at the supermarket. He snuck up behind her and, without her noticing, put glue on the soles of her sandals. When she tried to walk, she was surprised to find she couldn't move. Her sandals were stuck to the floor. Instead of helping her, her brother ran off and left her there all alone. A few minutes later, he came back, and his sister was still trying to free herself. When he finally helped her, the sandal was completely ruined. In the end, she had to walk home on tiptoes with only one sandal. She only got 2 likes. This man from China arrived in Dubai and tricked the locals, making them lose around $50,000. It all started when he found out that anyone who could take the gold bar out of a special box could keep it. At first, it seemed impossible, but after insisting for 10 minutes, he finally succeeded and walked away with the gold, but he only got 2 likes.
In China, girls who are not educated or do not have jobs often end up cleaning the glass bridge. It's an extremely scary job, but they get paid a lot of money per day to do it. The most annoying part is that they have to wake up at 6 a.m. every day to clean it, because the bridge is full of tourists during the rest of the day. And yet, only 3 people gave them a like to encourage them. This is how China infected the world with its virus. A scientist accidentally opened a dangerous liquid full of viruses juice and started flopping around, dying like a suffocating fish. Next, another psycho-scientist from Wuhan went to check what was inside in the lab. First, some dark virus poop oozed free, and second came out the giant virus. The crazy man started to put it inside his hand. He thought he would become a superhero, but when he opened his hand, he discovered a baby virus was born. He squeezed out some blood like a proud dad and trapped the baby virus in a bottle and said that he will inject it to all the people who don't like.
I don't like it either.
As soon